We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to a variant of this track back in 1978. It was won by none other than Gilles Villeneuve, the first Canadian to ever win his home race, and in whose honour the circuit would be renamed. If you want flat-out racing, you've come to the right place this weekend, as it's full throttle for 59% of this 2.7-mile circuit, peaking at around 210 miles per hour going into the final chicane. But that speed requires discipline, and there are more than a few close walls here just waiting to punish drivers with a heavy right foot. And it's an absolute pleasure to be joined once again by Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Blue. They're still relatively new to a sport which does have a high learning curve and, of course, little tolerance for mistakes.
And this is something that has ended the career of many a young driver, as that leap up to Formula One proves to be too much. But luckily in this case, I'd say they're doing a good, solid job, and the risk the team took in signing them is definitely starting to pay off.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Bottas, Max Verstappen and Perez, Norris, Magnussen, Raikkonen and Lance Stroll, Sainz, Albon, Romain Grosjean and Russell. Blue, Giovinazzi, Robert Kubica and Nico Hülkenberg. Gasly and Daniel Ricciardo fills the last spot on the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
We're higher on the grid than we expected. Let's see if we can do even better. We'll need to lower our ERS deployment mode. box this lap. This lap, please. Exit now. You'll be racing as you leave the pits. Complete. Go now. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Norris is ahead of you. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 1 lap old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 14.2. Is in for his stop. Someone's come off ahead of you. There's a yellow flag ahead. Okay, clear. Ahead, they're on old mediums. mediums. Their tyres are 6 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:14.8. You're closing in by around 1.4 seconds a lap. We have 5 laps of fuel remaining. Say that again, we're having trouble receiving. Our best lap so far is a 1:12.7. Currently, the fastest lap is a 1:11.7. Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
The Mercedes team pulled out a fantastic performance today. They should be proud. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Mercedes are on top form once again after an excellent race weekend. It's great to see them up on that podium once again. So let's review the updated driver's standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Let's focus on the driver of the day. Anthony Davidson, who do you pick?
I have to give it to Blue. That was a commanding performance today. Very impressive indeed.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. It was more like dodgems than Formula One today, wasn't it? You really cut your way through the field today. What was your strategy? You're beating all expectations. Would you say we all underestimated you? You had a bit of contact today. Who was at fault there? Appreciate your time.